Hello drivers and welcome back if you're already subscribed to the Universitat 𝐼𝐶RACing channel. Today we're diving back into Le Mans Ultimate with a full track guide. We're at Monza, a combo featured this week in the fixed setup races. That's right, the lap you're about to see was done using the fixed setup. The only tweaks we made are in the electronics, and I'll walk you through exactly what we changed. ABS is set to 9, brake bias is at 51 to 49, traction control is set to 2 under the onboard setting, while both power cut and slip angle are dialed down to 1. As we've said before, when you're working with a fixed setup, it's all about getting the most out of the small adjustments you can make, but more importantly, about perfecting your driving technique. I'll take you through Monza corner by corner, focusing on how to get the most out of the BMW M4 GT3, and one of the most well-balanced cars in the game. It's not the absolute fastest on this track, but it's definitely one of the easiest to drive, right up there with the Ferrari 296 and the Mustang. Speaking of the Mustang, it's got a solid edge here thanks to its top-end speed, which really makes a difference on Monza's long straights. With that said, let's jump straight into the first chicane. Throughout the guide, you'll hear me use a key word over and over: explosive. You need to be explosive on the brakes. This isn't like driving an LMGTE, an LMP2, or a hypercar, where there's no ABS and you need to be both reactive and delicate. With ABS active here, you shouldn't abuse it, but you must use it efficiently. At the start of the braking zone, go hard on the pedal. Don't be shy. If you are, you'll never be able to brake past the 150-meter board. One advantage in Le Mans Ultimate compared to ACC is that we're not hitting the same top speeds. Cars in ACC can reach 281 to 282 kilometers per hour depending on the car and setup. Here you can afford to push a bit more because top speeds are slightly lower. Keep these two factors in mind and use them to make your initial braking phase much more aggressive. Then, of course, you'll need a smooth release. Brake hard until the tarmac changes color. That's your visual cue. Once you see the change, transition into trail braking and begin to steer. One fundamental tip: hit the upper inner part of the curb. This creates a kind of rail effect, with the inside wheels hooking into the raised edge of the curb and helping the car rotate. It allows you to control and anticipate the turn-in more precisely. Make sure to stay within the white lines of the track, or you'll get a cut penalty. Here, every centimeter counts. Always aim to create that rail effect. It anchors the inside of the car and lets you get on the throttle earlier with better steering alignment. Use all of the track width on exit, but avoid climbing onto the outer curb with your outside wheels. If you do, the car starts to vibrate and you'll lose a lot of traction. Instead, take full advantage of the painted tarmac area to maximize your corner exit. Now, heading toward Kurva Grande, don't go too far inside or too wide. Stick to the middle line. This way, you avoid traveling more distance than necessary and you won't overload the front tires just as you reach the Avis sign, the point where the corner begins. Get the line wrong here and you risk understeering and losing exit speed. That central line is your sweet spot. This corner, Kurva Grande, is of course taken flat out. From here, we head toward the Roja chicane. Once again, it's all about explosive braking. Hit the brakes just before the 100-meter board, literally a split second earlier. Just like in the first chicane, aim for the inner part of the curb. That's what generates the same rail effect that helps the car rotate with surgical precision. In this section, though, you'll need a lightning-fast change of direction. Hit the curb hard, but not right at the beginning. Focus on the middle and end sections. You can't see it now because the car's covering it, but let me rotate the camera a bit. There, that middle section is what you want to use. And the final part too, if needed. Just make absolutely sure you don't go beyond the white line or it's an automatic penalty. The goal is to maximize your corner exit. If you take too much curb, the left rear will lift off or lose significant downforce and grip. And with no grip, you simply can't put the power down properly. Now we arrive at one of the first high-speed corners, Lesmo 1. Also known as SMO 1. Here you just barely tap the brake. Your reference point is the orange guardrail. You could also use the service road next to it, but the painted guardrail is much easier to spot. Brake just before you reach it. On entry, you'll have to wait on the throttle, feather the brakes slightly, and only once you hit the apex, again right by the orange guardrail, you can plant your foot down and accelerate hard. For Lesmo 2, brake at the 50-meter board, stay in third gear. Clip a bit of the inside curb, right at the center, and stay within the white strip. If your tires even brush the gravel, you'll get a cut. Bring in less entry speed and more rotation, quickly, decisively, so you can get on the throttle as early as possible and gain time all the way down the straight toward the Seraglio. Next up, Ascari. Braking point, the 100-meter sign. Brake there, in a straight line for as long as you can. Cut deep into the inside curb. As you reach the middle of the curb, begin rotating the car, smoothly, gradually. No sudden inputs. Once you've rotated to about 90 degrees, attack the second apex curb, but stay inside the white lines at all times. Then comes the direction change. Use the curb again. Try to take this first part flat or nearly so. If you can hook your inside wheels onto this curb, like you did at the first chicane, you'll get that rail effect again. The car locks into the line, and you can flick it through using a bit of the sausage curbs. Just don't cross that white line. Once the car is pointing straight, upshift to fourth. Shift too early, and you'll run wide into the gravel. Not only will you lose time, your lap will be invalidated. Now we head to the final corner. Parabolica, or as it's officially called now, Kurva Grande. You can brake really late here. Use the digital panel that shows yellow and blue flags as your reference. Brake there, or just after. Down to third gear. Strong initial braking, then immediately start to rotate the car. Count on about 5 to 10 meters of hard braking, then ease up briefly and commit to the throttle. Use the full width of the exit tarmac, which isn't even proper asphalt anymore. If it's a qualifying lap, hug the inside line to shorten the distance and close out the lap in the most efficient way possible. This was a 148.9 with the fixed setup. As we've seen, driving style, especially if it's explosive, reactive, and aggressive, plays a massive role in optimizing your lap time. In Le Mans Ultimate, curbs are often our best allies. Even the sausage curbs. We need to learn how to use them properly. ABS is a critical tool. It shouldn't be overlooked. You need it to engage, but not stay on for too long, especially at low speeds or if you're keeping 100% brake pressure for too long. Braking always needs to be scaled to your speed, but don't be afraid to push. That's a fundamental concept. I hope this guide was helpful. If you'd like to leave us feedback, feel free to drop a comment and let us know what content you want to see next. See you soon, drivers.